Good morning. Sorry it took so long to actually start this morning. I seem to be having internet issues and just a whole lot of other things. I'm just going to set this up so you can see some wall space for later on. Wall space. I guess you need to see the floor. Put my mat there so you can see it. And my daughter didn't come to do this with me this morning, which is too bad. Okay, I gotta push it back further. Oops. It's the hard thing about not being able to set up beforehand. Okay, I'm gonna start now, so you can just start warming up. I'll braid my hair as we go. Put on some gentle music that you enjoy. And those of you who live in the area, I sent a link to some nice music so you don't have to try to figure it out. I will attach it when I'm finished to this YouTube. So just marching on the place, stepping side to side to warm up. Rainy morning. I'm inside again. And you can take those heels to the front. Oh wait, what would we call this? Doing two tasks at once, right? Rub your belly, pat your head. You've done it enough times, you can French braid your hair while you're moving your feet. Well, I guess you can let me know when you see what it looks like when I'm done. Take that toe behind. So I've been in my garden quite a bit, and stretching will probably be really, really great. Haven't done a long span of stretching for a while. Take it back to side to side. I think it just did something weird with my braid. Good enough. And roll those shoulders back. I'm just going to play with the laptop a little bit more, but I can see I can move it when you need to see what's going on the floor, on the wall. Press those hips to the back. So you continue to round through your spine while I give you a better view. I think that's nice. The side. Rolling through the spine. Don't lie. Pressing the hands up and over. Oh, seems like the internet's flicking in and out. I don't know why. Switch directions. And last one. Now if you're warm, you can go ahead and peel off a layer. Stand on your mat. Spread out your toes. Draw up through your arches. Try to tuck everything. Imagine that you're putting everything behind your belly button. So try to pull up the inner thigh and tuck everything behind. Pull the shoulders to the back, opening the thumbs up and bringing those arms to the back. Tuck the chin. Reach up tall through the crown of your head. One hand over your chest, one hand over your belly. Breathe all the way in. Long, slow exhale. So try to breathe all the way in to your lower lungs. Nice and deep breath. Take that lower hand rise. And then your upper chest. So first the lower hand, and then the upper hand. One more. And reach through those fingers. Lay those thumbs together, press the chest forward, and draw the arms back. So you're trying to bring your arms in line with your ears. You don't wide arms. It's giving me a big caution sign. I'm just gonna have to stop and see what it says. It's unstable. Please try to reconnect. Okay, so this should be better. I've just got some pages open. I had to do something with the internet to get it to work. So we will continue the class, but it looks like it should be connected properly now. Sorry about that, guys. We will keep going now. So reaching through those arms. Inhale, exhale, bring the arm across your body. Don't let that shoulder pop up. Hold the tummy muscles in and breathe. So getting a good stretch through the back of the shoulder. Inhale, exhale, reach through those arms. Other side. And pull that shoulder down away from the ear. Inhale, reach. Now squatting down into your hips. We're going to take our hand down on the outside of the knee and shift your weight. So stretching your inner thigh, but keep the chest nice and open. Now turn to look over your shoulder and breathe. Turning those eyes forward, coming back up to center, pressing the hips down, and reach the arms to the other side. And turn to look over your shoulder. And coming back up to center. I don't know about you guys, but I really needed that stretch. Bring your arms up. Inhale, reaching nice and long. Now if you need back support, you're going to walk your hands down your thighs instead. Pulling the tummy muscles in, send the hips to the back. So you're hinging with a nice flat back. Not rounding through the spine. And roll down one vertebrae at a time until the hands come down. And breathe. Walk your hands over to one side. other side. Walking those hands back to center, toe heel those feet in. Pull the tummy muscles in and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Roll the shoulders to the back. We're going to take our right leg forward, opposite leg to the back. Make sure your knee is behind your toe. Scoop that hip forward to help stretch out through the hip flexor. Taking that left arm and reach up to increase your stretch through your hip flexor. As strange as it is, your lats tie into your lower back, as do your hip flexors. So this actually encourages more stretching of your hip flexor. And breathe. Make sure your back toe isn't turned out or you're going to lose your hip flexor stretch. So if you're not feeling the hip flexor stretch, take a look at your toe. Maybe your toes turned off to the side instead of straight forward. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to bring those hands down on both sides of our feet and step that foot to the back. I think I'm going to turn to the side for you so that you can better see what you're doing. So you're here. Now bring that knee down, pull the tummy muscles in, and let's just stretch here. Make sure your elbows are pressing forward, but they're soft. Relax through the face and neck. Trying to breathe all the way into the lower belly. And we're going to shift our weight to the back, pulling the tummy muscles in, pointing the toe, and rolling down one vertebrae at a time into a hamstring stretch. And shift that weight forward, taking your foot. Now, depending on your flexibility, you can either take your foot right across like this and flex the toe towards the knee. If that feels like, well, that's not happening, then you can take the leg back and slide that knee forward. Then scooch the heel in front of the hip flexor. It's okay if you're on an ankle, but the more you try to make your lower leg parallel to the end of the mat, the deeper the stretch is going to be. And keep the toe flexed towards the knee because that's what keeps your knee safe. Make sure you're not rolling off to one side. You do want to keep your hips square. And if you're rolling this way, you're cheating. Soft elbows, stretching through the piriformis. That's what holds your hip in the socket. And breathe. So while you're stretching, we're not just thinking about what we're needing to buy for groceries. You want to think about breathing deeply to help your muscles to relax all the way into your lower lungs and exhaling nice and slow. And as we continue that, if you're comfortable here, we're going to come down onto our forearms and continue. And you want to think about trying to be in the best form that you possibly can get the best stretch you can. And if you're going to be doing it, you might as well try and make it look good, right? So why not make it good form? And when you are stretching, you have to stretch for at least 15 seconds. Otherwise, your brain is going, oh, I'm going to prevent myself from ripping my muscle off my bone, so I'll flex. After you've hit the 15-second mark, then your muscles or your brain says, oh, this is on purpose, we're stretching, and will allow those muscles to lengthen. So a minimum of 15 seconds for a stretch, and then you get your most bang for your buck somewhere between 15 and 45 seconds. After that, it starts to taper off. So holding them for 3 minutes, there's really no point. You're better off to redo the stretch than to hold it longer and longer and longer and longer. So 45 seconds is what we basically try to aim for. As long as it's longer than 15 seconds, you're good. And if it feels like, whoa, this is way too uncomfortable to get this slow, just stay where you were at the last one. On the forearms. And when you're stretching, on the scale of 1 to 10, 1 being nothing, 10 being pain, you are aiming for mild discomfort, which is about a 7. Right here, I'm starting to cross over the 7 threshold. This is a little bit deep for me today, probably because it's been a while. Lift up through the nose, and I'm not 17. Bring the leg to the back. Reach that leg all the way open. Point the toe, nowhere near 17. That was supposed to be a joke. And bring the leg down. Turn the toes under. Press down through the heels to stretch out through the calves. Toes and knees are tracking straight. We're going to walk those hands back in. Tucking the chin. And roll up one vertebrae at a time, rolling the shoulders to the back. Now we can take the opposite leg forward. So taking the left leg forward, toes and knees are tracking straight. And then taking the right arm, I have to say everything opposite. So you'll see me thinking, up. To help with that stretch. Stretching through your hip flexor. How you doing? Make sure you're breathing. Go ahead, put a smile on your face. I find it's harder to furrow and let your wrinkles come in your forehead if you try to put a smile on your face instead. And reach through those arms. Take the hands to both sides of your foot. Slide that foot to the back. Pull the tummy muscles in. And check those elbows, make sure they're good. Bring the knee down, turn the toe to the back. And breathe. Try to tell those muscles to relax. See if you can straighten through the spine and lengthen through the spine. Now shifting your weight to the back, pointing the toe, pull the tummy muscles in, and roll down one vertebrae at a time. leg to the other side. Keep that toe flexed towards your knee. Pull the tummy muscles in, pull the shoulders down your back. Or you can set up the other way that I showed you last time, which is bringing the knees back. I'll show you. Stay where you are if you're comfortable. So if that didn't work for you, you're going to slide the leg forward. Bring the heel in front of the hip flexor and flex the toe towards the knee. Pulling the shoulders down your back. Of course, if you're at home, you don't need to worry about adjusting your shirt. And try to pull those shoulders down your back. And breathe. See if you can tell those muscles to relax. In the same way that you can flex your bicep using your brain, you can use your brain to try to tell the muscles to relax. It's just more difficult. It takes more training. Walk those arms down and pull the shoulders down away from your ears and breathe. We are what we think, right? You better start thinking some good thoughts. That being said, if you have patterns of thinking bad things about yourself, start thinking compliments that people have told you before that were genuine. Or start knowing that you're beautifully and wonderfully made. And if you're doing okay here, reach those arms out and touch the chin. And lift up through your nose to make the muscles along the spine active. Taking those arms nice and broad, pressing the chest through. Slide that leg to the back. Reach the toe all the way back and open up. Make sure you're breathing and not holding your breath. Turn those toes under, press through your heels. Just stretch out through the calves. Walking the hands and feet closer together. Pull the tummy muscles in. And roll up one vertebrae at a time. If you've got back issues, walk your hands up through your thighs. Roll the shoulders to the back. We're going to come into a balancing quad stretch. Spread out the toes on the supporting legs, on your right leg, and grab onto the ankle of the opposite foot. Look at one spot. Press the hip forward to get the quad stretch. Don't yank up on the foot. Now, as we're stretching, I'm just going to tell you because I've heard some comments, I am not teaching you yoga. I am doing stretching with names of muscle groups. So before yoga came to North America, I've taught stretching classes to ladies older than myself. Apparently, stretching was a popular thing and people did it quite a bit and in PE at school. And I know there's a need for stretching classes that are not yoga for people who don't want to do yoga. I am a personal trainer, and if you can figure out what muscles are supposed to do, which you should know if you're a personal trainer, you can lengthen them. So just because there's a name of yoga and they think that they're the only people, pardon me, who can stretch. No, our body was made to lengthen and strengthen. So if you know how to lengthen a muscle, anyone can sequence a whole bunch of stretches together and have a class. So that's what this is. This is something that I developed on my own when there was a need for it. Press the hip forward, pull the tummy muscles in. Don't yank up on your foot. We're stretching on the other side. So this is just my stretching classes that I piece together because my body needs it. And I know a lot of other people do too. So if you are one of those people who does not want to be doing yoga, you can have a piece that you're not. We're just stretching. And you can do this for yourself at home too. If you know a bunch of stretches, they do not have to be called by yoga names. You're stretching muscles. And breathe. And if anyone wants to ask me about why, you can send me an email and we can even have a phone conversation and I will explain to you why I don't do yoga. And bring that leg down. Okay, so we're going to come into some wall stretches now. So I'll just turn that hand a little bit. And we'll hope that this comes out okay for you. Okay, so a lot of people, as we get older, we start to round through the shoulders. So these stretches are going to help open up through the chest. So using your wall, you're actually going to take those hands behind your head. And we'll see if you can see me okay here. You're going to bring your body towards the wall, toes and knees tracking forward, and then just supporting your head, kind of leaning on the wall a little bit. I think that shows up. You're going to open up through your chest and look up. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the chin, reach the arms up and out. And we are going to stretch through our pecs. So taking your hand to the wall and turn to open up to stretch and just open up through that pec. So stay where you are. If you're already positioned, then you can feel the stretch. If you're not, your hand is here. You keep the arm there and gently turn your body away from the wall. And you know, my body looks weirdly proportioned. I'm sorry, I just have to angle the camera so you can see me, which means it's not going to be the most flattering, but you'll see what I'm doing. We're going to take that hand up the wall now and turn. So this is often a deeper stretch for people. It gets in a little bit further. And if people have issues with feeling like their shoulders are tight, often this will help loosen up through the shoulder too, because the pecs tie into the shoulder. Inhale. Now we're going to come to another stretch here where you take your hand behind your head. We're going to take that elbow to the wall, and this is going to get a little bit deeper, and then turn away. Remember that 7 on the scale of 1 to 10. Don't go deeper than that. And breathe. I think the angle of the camera makes me look like I'm very compact. I mostly am, but maybe not that compact. And Now bringing that arm, reach through your arm, bring it down, roll the shoulders to the back. It should feel looser than the other side, which is actually amazing. I don't know if you noticed, but I definitely do. Let's come to the other side. So first, hand in line with your shoulder, and then we're turning away. Hold the tummy muscles in. So you always want to engage your core to support your lower back. Taking the hand up the wall now and turning away. So I didn't learn all these stretches that I do in one place. I've been teaching fitness classes for about 17 years. And you find a stretch that you like and you pick it up. Or sometimes you make up your own if you can't find something that's working well for you. As long as you know you are following the rules of the body and what's safe. Now we're going to take that hand again behind our head and take our elbow, hook it onto the wall or the window frame, and turn away, door frame. And again, aiming for that 7 on your scale of 1 to 10. And breathe. Now when you're starting to pass the 7 and moving into the 8, 9, 10, you might find you actually need to think about your breathing. Or maybe your cheeks are feeling flushed. That's a general marker that you're moving from 7 to 8. A little bit of cheek flush is okay. And coming back in, pull the shoulders to the back. Now, do they both feel looser? Mine do. We're going to take it to the floor. See if I can make it so you can see me on the floor well enough. Okay. So bring your mat up to the wall. And I've just got a little sliver of wall space here. See if I can make it. You can see all of it. There we go. Just like me. Close enough to being parallel, I guess, right? So you want to bring your bum as close to the wall as you can get it. And then we are going to roll our bodies up the wall and just kind of wiggle edge in. I didn't center my mat. That's okay. Oh, I've got to go fix that. So you stay here and enjoy it. Oh dear, right? I guess that's what you get with a live video. What I get. Running around if I need to. So if you still haven't inched yourself in, now you can. Now I need to clean off my feet. So just, this is really, really good for your legs. If you've got tired legs or if you have varicose veins, you're making the legs or the valves in the legs not have to work so hard to bring the blood back to the heart. So while we are here against the wall, we are going to come into some stretches that are really great. So clean off your feet if you need to. Clap the bottom of those feet together, and we're going to come into a groin stretch. And this is really, really good also if you've had any kind of back issues, your back is being held nice and straight. So just reach the head away from From your shoulders as long as you can through the spine. And try to reach those knees towards the wall. My one thing with this is my feet are a little bit bony, so it kind of hurts a little bit. I don't know about for you. And breathe. Bring those knees back in. Any stretch you want to do longer, you can always pause the video. Slide the legs up. We're going to take one leg towards our body. Hands are behind the hamstrings or the knee, but not behind, the calf, not behind the knee. And we're going to ankle rotation while we're here. And switch directions. Bring that foot back to the wall, other side. So trying to keep the leg as straight as you can to get that hamstring stretch. Hands behind calf or hamstring. Now rolling through the ankles. Hang out in all the areas that are tight. And switch directions. Bringing that leg back, we're going to come into a really great, one of my favorite glute stretches. So sliding, I don't know if I'm reversed to you or not right now, so we'll say that the leg that's farthest from the camera, flex the toe towards the knee. You're going to slide the opposite leg down the wall. This keeps your back nice and straight when you stretch deep into your glutes. I'm sorry, thought I turned it off. I guess I didn't. Okay, so continue that stretch. Oh dear. And if you used to come to my classes before the whole COVID thing, I'm sure you're getting a chuckle there. Me and my timers, right? Trying to keep me on time. And breathe. I have been known to make people exercise or stretch way longer than I should, way longer than they're supposed to. So we'll do the other stretch and we will call it a day. Slide that foot back up. And opposite leg, flex the toe towards the knee. Inhale, exhale, slide your foot down the wall. And again, remember, if you're not really feeling it here, come a little bit deeper until you do feel it. So I've got one side that's definitely tighter than the other side right now. In that situation, you can stretch one side twice, the tight side, and the other side once. And breathe. Slide that foot back up the wall. And just
Take your hand, one hand to your chest, one hand to your belly. And breathe. Focus on that nice slow breathing. See if you can make your lower hand rise first. And then your upper chest. Go ahead and close your eyes. Let your mouth relax. And you can continue breathing or relaxing. And have a good day. Thank you for joining me. Please like and subscribe.